Fighter is a melee-focused class with a high-risk, high-reward playstyle. In this video, we're going to look at the Fighter skill tree, how to use their weapons, and which subclasses fit best with Fighter. To start, let's look at your skill tree. We currently have a maximum of 47 skill points to spend. We're going to start with what I call your staples. These are the skills that you want to have regardless of your choice of weapon. Note that each skill mentioned in this video should have the maximum amount of skill points placed into it in order to get the most benefit unless otherwise specified. For starters, grab Overload, which is our primary skill as a fighter. This increases the damage you take and the damage you deal temporarily. This ability has 4 upgrades, which are Overload Endurance, which allows you to survive a fatal blow with 1 HP remaining while in Overload. Taking this attack ends Overload early. Overload PP Recovery, which increases overall PP recovery while in Overload. Overload Short Cycle, which increases the damage you take during Overload while also reducing both its duration and cooldown. And Overload After PP Preservation, which decreases PP consumption for a short time after Overload ends, as long as it didn't end early due to Overload Endurance. Defeat Advantage, which increases the damage output you have against downed enemies. Defeat PP Recovery, which increases PP recovery when attacking downed enemies. Fighter Arts Pursuit, which adds a gauge that is filled by hitting enemies multiple times with a photon art. Hitting an enemy with a photon art while the gauge is full causes an additional attack. Fighter Skip Arts, which will skip the first half of a Photon Arts animation when not holding a directional button when you activate it. Same Arts Skip Attack, which allows you to start a normal attack combo from the 3rd hit if you chain 2 of the same Photon Art first. Another Arts Skip Attack, which allows you to start a normal attack combo from the 4th hit if you chain 2 different Photon Arts first. Aside from your staples, you will have 7 points left over for weapon-specific skills. The fighter has 3 weapons: the Double Saber, Twin Daggers, and Knuckles. If you prefer to use the Double Saber, these are the skills you want to get. Saber Attack Extra, which makes your Double Saber combo 4 hits. Deadly Archer, which allows you to throw your Double Saber at your enemy by holding down the weapon action while at least a Stage 2 Whirlwind is in effect. Saber Parry Another Counter, which allows you to use a counterattack if you use the weapon action right after countering with it. Spiral Drive, which allows you to consume a 2nd stage Whirlwind with your normal attack to spawn a Cyclone. Saber Glaze PP Gain, which recovers PP when enemies are hit by your Whirlwind while it is at stage 2. Saber Wind Extra, which allows you to reach a stage 3 Whirlwind. Using Deadly Archer will consume all Whirlwind stages, while using Spiral Drive will drop you back down to a stage 2. And finally, Saber Wind Amplify, which temporarily makes it easier to generate Whirlwind after Deadly Archer or Spiral Drive are used. If you prefer Twin Daggers, the skills you need are Dagger Attack Extra, which adds a 4th hit to your normal dagger combo. Dagger Spin Counter, which allows you to counterattack an opponent when you use a normal attack right after blocking an attack with your weapon action. Acceleration Drive, which allows you to charge towards an enemy with a normal attack right after using a photon art. This is upgraded with the skills Dagger Spin Axle, which allows you to use Acceleration Drive if you use a normal attack right after using a weapon action, and Twin Daggers Quick Attack, which allows you to use a high-speed attack if you use a normal attack after finishing a normal combo using Acceleration Drive, a Dagger Spin Counter, or a Photon Blast. Finally, Dagger Attack Impact, which adds a gauge that is filled when an enemy is hit multiple times with Dagger or Photon Arts. Once the gauge is maxed out, your next 10 normal dagger attacks will release shockwaves. If you prefer Knuckles, the skills you want are Knuckle Attack Extra, which adds a 5th hit to your normal attack combo. This is upgraded with the skills Knuckle Attack Switch, which makes your next normal attack switch to the 5th hit when you dodge an attack with your weapon action, and Knuckle Attack Alternation, which makes the 5th hit of your normal combo become a downward slap if you aren't pressing a directional button when you use it. Knuckle Sway Counter, which automatically counterattacks when you dodge an attack with your weapon action. This is upgraded with Knuckle Sway Counter Plus, which allows a second counter as a follow-up when your weapon action causes a counterattack. Finally, Knuckle Arts Combo PP Save, which we will put 2 points in. This skill reduces the cost of your Photon Arts when you chain multiple Photon Arts together. There are 3 subclasses that work well with Fighter. These subclasses are Force, Bouncer, and Slayer. It's important to remember that even though you only need a handful of skills from your subclass tree, to spend all of your skill points anyways, because this increases your battle power rating. Force is your go-to for farming combat sectors, in order to keep your PP full as much as possible, allowing you to spam Photon Arts. The skills this subclass offers are PP Conversion, which temporarily reduces your max HP by a small amount in order to increase your natural PP recovery for a bit. This is upgraded with PP Conversion Increase, which lets you use this skill twice between cooldowns. PP Recovery Boost, which boosts your natural PP recovery, and Eradication PP Gain, which restores PP when enemies are defeated nearby. Bouncer is an excellent subclass for fighting bosses, especially Urgent Quest bosses. The skill Defeat Amplifier increases the down factor applied to your enemies, allowing you to stun them more often, while Partial Destroy Advantage increases the damage you deal and reduces the damage you take from enemies who have parts of them destroyed, making boss fights easier as they go on. Finally, Slayer is good for just about any situation, using the skills Critical Up to increase your critical hit rate, Gallant Attack Critical Up to increase your critical hit rate against bosses, and Critical Hit PP Gain to restore PP whenever you land a critical hit. If you are unsure which subclass to use, I recommend Force for combat zone farming and Bouncer for boss fights or urgent quests. Let's discuss how to use each fighter weapon, starting with Double Saber. The Double Saber is a bladed staff with a 3-hit combo. This weapon can block hits if you use your weapon action just before an attack hits you. Chaining Photon Arts together will also build up a whirlwind around you that damages enemies who get too close. This whirlwind has multiple stages that cause it to increase in size. The Photon Arts available for Double Saber are Julian Dance, Unchained Circle, Quick Gash, and Sky Climb. Julian Dance causes you to close in on your enemy and hit them with a barrage of attacks. Unchained Circle tosses your weapon in a circle around you, hitting enemies all around. Quick Gash spawns a tornado in front of you while moving you backwards, and Sky Climb makes you leap in the air, spin and slash your blade, and then slam back down. The photon arts that can be customized are Julian Dance, Unchained Circle, and Quick Gash. For Julian Dance, I recommend Type 2, which increases its damage against downed enemies. For Unchained Circle, I recommend Type 3, which increases the amount it charges Fighter Arts Pursuit. For Quick Gash, I recommend Type 1, which increases the attack range of the art. When fighting groups of enemies, the Unchained Circle photon art comes in very handy. Using this art and exposing foes to Whirlwind makes this skill alone the best tool for clearing groups in the fighter's arsenal. When fighting bosses, Julian Dance is our primary art, alongside using Spiral Drive whenever you can. When a boss is downed, instead of Spiral Drive, we want to use Deadly Archer. The second weapon we will discuss is Twin Daggers. Twin Daggers are a lightweight weapon which does well at aerial combat. The photon arts for Dagger are Circling Buzzard, Helsius Coat, Pirouette Ripper, and Limber Figure. Circling Buzzard is a quick combo attack. Helsius Coat is a ranged attack that moves you forward. Pirouette Ripper hits multiple enemies in front of you with lightning quick strikes after a quick stab. And Limber Figure throws your daggers to either side, striking multiple enemies. The customizable photon arts for Dagger are Helsius Coat, Pirouette Ripper, and Limber Figure. For Helsius Coat, I recommend Type 3, which increases the potency of Acceleration Drive when it's used right after. For Pirouette Ripper, I recommend Type 3, which increases the amount the art charges Fighter Arts Pursuit. For Limber Figure, I recommend Type 1, which increases the range of the attack. When dealing with groups of enemies, Twin Daggers struggle, with our best option being Limber Figure. When dealing with bosses, our main art is Circling Buzzard, which does great damage to a single target. We can also use Acceleration Drive to keep up with enemies who move around a lot. Lastly, let's talk about Knuckles. Knuckles are fist-based weapons that hit very hard, but have very little range and must get dangerously close to an enemy to land. The photon arts available for Knuckles are Swift Rush, which punches enemies left and right, then finishes with a powerful forward blow. 1,000 Blows, which pummels an enemy with a flurry of blows, finishing with an uppercut. Double Drive, which leaps forward with a punch before unleashing a combo. And Backhand Strike, which dodges an attack, then delivers a powerful strike to your opponent. Actually dodging an attack with this art will increase its potency. The customizable Knuckles photon arts are 1,000 Blows, Double Drive, and Backhand Strike. For 1,000 Blows, I recommend Type 2, which increases the damage it deals to downed enemies. For Double Drive, I recommend Type 3, which increases the distance traveled with this attack. For Backhand Strike, I recommend Type 3, which further increases the damage it deals when it successfully blocks an attack. When fighting groups of enemies or bosses, our best bet is 1,000 Blows. We also make use of Backhand Strike to counterattacks as much as possible. It's important to tailor your add-on skills to suit your class. Since each class's main skill can't be changed, I'll focus on which sub-skills I recommend for each class, which looks like this. From Hunter, we want HP up and HP recovery upon joining trial. For Fighter, we want HP up and PP recovery upon joining trial. From Ranger, we want HP up and Photon Blast potency up. For Gunner, we want offensive PP recovery up and PP recovery upon joining trial. For Force, we want natural PP recovery up and HP up. From Tector, we want PP recovery upon joining trial and HP up. From Braver, we want Rest Assign heal amount up and HP up. From Bouncer, we want PP recovery upon joining trial and HP up. From Waker, we want HP recovery upon joining trial and HP up. And then finally from Slayer, we want reduced Photon Blast cooldown and PP recovery upon joining trial. That covers everything you need to know about the fighter class. Thank you for watching, and if this video helped you, please like the video and subscribe for more PSO2 content. Leave a comment if you have any further questions about the class, and have fun out there.